So Usyk ended up winning the rematch, beating Tyson Fury for the second time. And my immediate reaction to the win is that I feel like it was the correct call. I feel like Usyk eventually started to take over after the mid rounds. From round 1 to round 6, to be completely honest, that was some of the most difficult rounds to judge I've seen probably ever. With many of those rounds, I would be very comfortable giving a 10-10 and not giving either fighter that particular round. And there were times in that fight that Fury comfortably won some rounds where he was using similar tactics to the Deontay Wilder 3 fight, where he was just trying to rough up Usyk as much as he could. However, Usyk was able to use great footwork to get out of a lot of those positions and eventually started to take over rounds comfortably. And just quickly, I'm aiming for 1,000 subs, so if you can subscribe, I'd appreciate it. Now, a lot of people online are saying that 116, 112 was a bit crazy, but I don't think so, because a lot of people online are saying that 7-5 would have been alright. But if 7-5 is alright, that means that there's a 1 round difference between 7-5 and 8-4, so it's not a big margin at all. And again, with a lot of the rounds in the first half of the fight being incredibly difficult to score, it falls back on what a person prefers. So if a particular judge liked some of the things that Usyk was doing in the earlier rounds, he might have given some of those rounds to Usyk early. But the second half of the fight, I think, was a clear, comfortable ride for Usyk, where he won almost every single round in the back end of the fight. To give credit to greatness for a fighter to comfortably win so many rounds against Tyson Fury. He isn't doing this against lower level fighters like Dubois, who we're going to speak about later for doing some of the most autistic things I've seen in my life. He's doing this against Tyson Fury, who before fighting Usyk was the dominant force in the heavyweight division. So I think we need to really put Usyk down as one of the greatest to ever put on a pair of boxing gloves. He's one of 3 men right now who are 2 weight division undisputed champions. I think out of all 3 of them, he's by far the one with the best resume. For him to be an undisputed champion at cruiserweight, then go on to go to heavyweight, beat AJ twice, beat Tyson Fury twice, and have names like Chisora on your record as well, there's no dispute that he's the best boxer alive right now by a significant margin. When you're far ahead in greatness against fighters like Crawford and Inoue, that shows how great of a fighter you are. And for Usyk to say in the interview that he still can do more when he's technically beat boxing, there isn't much more for him to do. And getting on to what's next, now I'm like 80% sure that Dubois might actually be autistic, so I'm gonna give him a pass here. But to interrupt an interview like that, which is probably one of the most important interviews Usyk's gonna have, right? It's his second time beating Tyson Fury, to retain 3 of the belts in the heavyweight division when he's already beat you. I like show a bit of respect, man. That's insane work. And I feel like I don't even want to see that fight, really care for it. I don't want to see it. At this point, I'm very happy seeing Usyk retire, reaching the peak of boxing. But when it comes to Fury, I don't know what's next for him. I feel like he's gonna have a huge identity crisis, because for the longest time, Fury has considered himself to be the best heavyweight fighter of all time. He'd often say that he considers himself better than previous greats in the heavyweight division. And for him to comfortably lose twice against Usyk, it's not looking good for him, to be honest. So in terms of what's next, the only big money fight for Fury is the AJ fight, and I still feel like he beats AJ, seeing the performance that I've just seen. And at this point when I'm recording, Fury still hasn't done the post-fight press conference, so I want to see what he says there. But it's going to be really interesting to see how the heavyweight division turns out in the next few months.